I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. We are not smart creatures, okay? We need to make peace with that. I'm not a smart person, you're not a smart person. We, collectively, as humans, we are not smart animals. We are pattern prone and we always tend to overly inflate our expectations, not dissimilar to children. This is part of our charm. We live, get excited, sad event, excited, bam, we die. And that's the course of life, nothing wrong with that. Live your best life. Seek that dopamine as long as it doesn't do you harm. Best way to seek dopamine is to buy handhelds from the links in my description. But there's one specific handheld, where you should just put the brakes on things and temper your expectations. Remember when I said that we are prone to placing high expectations on things? That's why a lot of us have ex-wives. That's why we have to pay alimony. That's why we are dead on the inside each and every time we must make an alimony payment. Well, not me, I've never been married, but a lot of you guys. Because even the stupidest decision at one point seemed like the proper and awesome thing to do. Even though you hate your ex-wife now, at one point you were like, you know what, this is good. This is best. This is the best thing I can do with myself. But you know what's even worse than this? Way worse than paying alimony, way worse than having an ex-wife that despises you, way worse than anything on this planet. The one thing that's way worse than all of this is buying a handheld like the Miyoo Flip only to keep it in a freaking drawer until proper custom firmware surfaces. And we need to dive into this a little bit. I have two main reasons, two very important logical reasons why a normal person like you shouldn't buy this handheld close to its launch day. But you need to understand a few things, and mainly that the Miyoo Flip will be ruined for you because of this guy. The Miyoo Mini Plus set the bar so high with its Onion OS that the Miyoo Flip has no chance in the foreseeable future to match the user experience and pleasure that the Miyoo Mini Plus gave you. I'll simplify the idea of custom firmware for you. Basically, the Miyoo Flip will not see Onion OS for quite a bit of time, maybe 4 months, maybe more, maybe less, because it has a different SoC. For those that don't know, SoC means system on a chip, and custom firmwares are always built around specific systems on a chip. That's why Batocera works on a certain line of devices, but it doesn't work on others. That's why Onion OS is stuck on Miyoo, and that's why we see Garlic OS having problems transferring to the RG35XX Plus or H, because it's not really so easy to port from one SoC to another. This takes time, this takes tears, this takes anguish, this takes existential crisis from the part of the developer, so needless to say, it takes time. If you buy it early, you will most probably have a hard realization that software is way more important than hardware when it comes to handhelds like these. And this is my first reason, my first personal reason why I would hold off on the Flip. And the second reason is something that any Retroid Flip owner can tell you off the bat, meaning that you have to be very careful, immensely careful when it comes to hinges on Chinese handhelds. Look, no matter how much we demonize Nintendo these days, and don't get me wrong, they deserve no mercy from us for what they're doing, but we have to give them some credit. When it came to hinges, they spoiled us. All of their devices that had hinges were very good. A lot of them still persist to today. And the Miyoo Flip attracts us specifically because it has a hinge. We tend to associate a hinge with extra durability, right? The screen is not exposed anymore because you can just clamp it shut and the screen is now protected. But the thing is that a lot of these hinges break. On the Retroid Pocket Flip, at one point 1 out of 3 shipped devices had hinge failure. And that's just hellish if you think about it. Not only do you not have the software that you want, but now you realize you have to baby the device that you bought for durability purposes in the first place. It's hell. It's Dante's Inferno. So, the smart thing to do is to not be an early adopter. Let the idiots like me buy it first, test it out, make sure it's all clear, that the green light is go, and then you can buy it and enjoy it and take it to the bathroom and do unspeakable things to it that only you know you do over there. My point is that you should wait a bit. I am willing to bet a... Can I say kidney on YouTube in this context? I'm willing to bet a puppy that you most probably have another handheld in the house. That's why you're watching this. You're probably either at the beginning of your journey or way more advanced into it. So whatever device you might have, like this little guy, what you must know is that currently for the first few months, this or any other device that you have, it can be this, it can be this, it doesn't matter. They will serve you better at the beginning until Onion OS drops on that thing. Because Onion OS, let's say it how it is, that's the gold standard of custom firmwares on handhelds like these. The developers already expressed their intention to port Onion OS to the Flip, so that's basically a guarantee right there. Without Onion OS, this device would have been way less exciting than it is. So I'm really curious, on which side are you? Will you be an early adopter? Will you buy it as soon as it's launched? Will you wait a bit to see how things pan out? Will you want to see if that hinge is brittle or made out of freaking Play-Doh? Or will you find that out yourself under the risk of having a device that might break? Or will you do the infinitely smarter choice of thinking things through, and while thinking things through, you realize that the best course of action that you can do is to subscribe to this channel. Only by subscribing to this channel, you can be sure that your quality of life increases. You can be sure that you are one step closer to achieving that happiness. Imagine yourself on a field. Imagine yourself on a wild white horse with thick, luscious hair. Even if you're bald, imagine yourself like that, waving that hair. That's possible if you subscribe to Vlad Nerd. There's no other way of you to achieve this than to subscribe. It's been proven that this is the only way. And if you love what I do, really think of becoming a member. This channel is so small that every freaking member brings a smile to my face in real life. And soon I'll put all of the channel members on this members wall of fame, which I'll feature in each and every video that I do. So if you want your name or username to be splattered across my videos, this is the golden opportunity. I still have to modify the templates a bit, but I'm gonna put all membership levels on the wall of fame moving forward. So tell me, what are your thoughts on this? I'm genuinely curious. Are you excited for the Flip? Are you cautious about the Flip? Are you gonna take the risk of buying a Flip without subscribing to Vlad Nerd? Because that will increase your chances of hinge failure. In any case, I read each and every comment. Leave your comment down below. I'll most probably reply to it. And until next time, my sweet, sweet nerds, hugs and kisses. I love you very much.